Hi, it's Mark the Shark on 1059 QWiK Rock, Lion Country's rock station. And we are happy today to be with Royal Lynn. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Great. And where are you zooming in from today?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. This is where I live. I love it here.
I know if anybody looks at Wikipedia, anything like that, they do say you're a Nashville based, singer, songwriter, performer. However, where are you from originally? Because I heard one of your interviews, and I think you described yourself as a metalhead living in the middle of a cornfield.
Basically, that's how I grew up. I am from a very small town in southern Ontario. It's called Elmer. And yeah, I grew up literally in the middle of cornfields. And I think that there's a lot of metalheads that grew up also in small towns.
Right. Um, I there's a lot of interviews with Royal Lynn floating around on YouTube. And with all those interviews, I know that most people will talk about the different genres of music that you represent.
Mhm.
And they focus on a little bit of that country influence with the rock influence and the metal influence. And the one observation that I've made in listening to your music, and here at QWiK Rock, we've been with you, Royal Lynn, back since 6 Feet Deep. I
Yeah.
believe that came out, and we're happy to be a part of that ride and that journey with you. But sometimes you have these artists that they may come from a country background and then take a shot at doing a rock or a metal record, and it works the other way around too. You have rock artists or metal artists that may do a country song. Okay,
Mhm.
with you, when I listen to Royal Lynn music, what I hear more is like you're a musical blender,
Thank
um, where you hear those influences coming out in your music, but it just comes out so natural. Um, it's not forced at all, and it's given you a very unique sound. So I guess my question would be, what is it? What's that thing inside Royal Lynn that makes all of that happen?
I think it's for me, I want to create art, and I feel like just creating something that doesn't have borders is kind of the way that I like to write my songs and pushing things as far as they can go because ultimately you can do kind of you can blend whatever genres you want. We hear it all the time, even on, rock radio. We're hearing so many different genres being blended. And for me, holding myself back and being like, "Oh, we must stay in one lane," just like wasn't a part of who I am as a person. And I was like, I really wanted to create something that kind of didn't sound like anything else.
Right.
And for me, that's kind of how we landed on my sound was just like pushing that boundary as far as we could and creating without borders, sorry.
Yeah. So when you were growing up, I mean, obviously, you probably started singing and playing guitar at a young age. How old were you when you started all that?
I believe I was 10 years old when I told my mom I didn't want to ride horses anymore. I wanted a guitar and I wanted to start singing, and she's like, "What?" But they've been so supportive, and my mom actually keeps all of the songs that I wrote like back in the day. She
Wow.
keeps them in a box. It's actually very sweet.
Right.
But they, how like, soccer moms would drive their kids to soccer. My mom was driving me to shows and talent shows and I was in an all girls rock band, when I was 15. I was the Canadian Hannah Montana. I really wanted to sing and I was in all the plays in high school. And I just kind of always knew that music kept finding me. And I always knew that it was something that I wanted to pursue. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to get to, this point of like having songs on the radio, but that was always my dream. And there's never really been a plan B.
Well, that's really great that your mom was giving you all that support. Sounds like mom was your number one fan and your number one roadie. Uh,
She's still the number one fan. It's so great. It's been really a really cool journey to just, even my parents, they still live in Canada and when I get to see them, like sometimes it's at shows and just to show them like what we've built, it's just truly special.
all right. What now? You said you're performing and writing songs and playing at a young age. Do you remember the first time that you played in front of a live audience and what you may have performed?
Yes, actually, I loved the Coyote Ugly movie when I was growing up, and I thought it was so cool. She wanted to be a singer, and she's like trying to get her demos heard. And I remember the first song that I was on a stage, there was probably 20 people there. I was around 10 years old, and it was Can't Fight the Moonlight from that
Oh,
song or that
oh.
movie, sorry.
Oh. Okay, so growing up, if we were to go through the Royal Lynn CD collection and your music song list, what are some of the artists and some of the songs that we would see at the top of your playlist?
Oh my goodness. I had A Day to Remember. I was listening to Flyleaf. I had, Sum 41 and Simple Plan were my first concert ever. My stepdad literally had me on his shoulders the whole time because I couldn't see. I have just loved the metal hard rock punk space for so long. And, I was kind of the odd duck at school because I loved screamo music.
Right.
And it's been really cool to be able to like not only play on some of the stages that our heroes have played on, but also just like being able to tour with them as well is absolutely crazy. Like I had Seether in my CD Walkman and just bands that I only dreamed of, Disturbed, like getting to even sing with them was an honor.
Yeah. Now, talking about touring, over the last couple of months, you've been playing, especially a lot of music festivals. The one that was near our neck of the woods back in May was the Boardwalk Rock,
Yes.
and you were on stage there, sharing the spotlight with tons and tons of bands. What was your experience like there?
That was such a fun show. It's funny because we played Welcome to Rockville and we drove straight through to play Boardwalk Rock and we saw two oceans in 2 days, which is, like two sides of the country. It was crazy. It was really, really awesome. And to see that the first day that we played was sold out
Mm.
is incredible. I'm playing with bands like Chevelle, and we saw Flyleaf for the first time live. And if you've been to a live show of ours, like we sing a cover of Flyleaf in every set. And it was really cool to finally see like them do it and stand side stage and see it and see the people still go crazy for, music that came out a long time ago and it still has such an impact. It was truly an honor to be on the bill with Hailstorm and play the same stage.
And now, as a performer, do you personally prefer the smaller, intimate venues, or do you like the big shows?
I mean, I think they both are so special in different ways. I love seeing, a full club and it's intimate and everybody's in there having a good time, but I love going to the festivals and seeing, all the crowd surfers and it's been really cool to be able to be a part of these big festivals and play the main stages and just see the people because ultimately like I wouldn't be here without them.
And do you have any particular favorite venue or particular favorite Royal Lynn uh, performance that sticks out in your mind as being very memorable?
Oh, there's been a lot. We played Upheaval and we played on the Lookout stage this year and it was so amazing. Like the sound system went out and we're like, are we still gonna play? Like, are we gonna finish our set? And to come out swinging with Witch and to see the pits open and the people start crowd surfing, like that is a top 10 notable moment for me was that I was like, these people are so excited. And as soon as that sound system went back up, we went straight into it and it was really, really cool.
And we're talking with Royal Lynn. Currently, we're playing the brand new song called Greed on 105.9 Quick Rock, and a little bit about the song, a little bit about the album Black Magic.
So Greed was a special one. I think that when we wrote that song, we truly knew that we had hit something special because I feel like greed as a whole isn't really talked about. And I remember when we sat down to write that, all of these songs on this record are actually based upon the myth of Pandora's box.
Mm.
So every single song is actually an evil that escaped the box, plus adding my own, and that's why the album is called Black Magic.
Right.
Um,
I was going to say, I believe I heard an interview where you mentioned you're a pretty big fan of horror movies.
yes, yes, big fan. We were able to incorporate certain aspects of the horror world into the record too, which was really, really cool. All the whispers that are in Evil, the second track on the record, is actually me saying my favorite horror movie lines backwards.
So if you played it backwards, you'd be able to hear
You
those.
would probably hear, yeah, it would be like, I see dead people.
Okay, so we'd encourage people to get that on vinyl so they can
Yeah,
spin it backwards like on their turntable and check that out. Great.
that would be really cool. But it was really cool to be able to just dream up this other world and be able to create this record in that space.
Yeah. So when you're out recording and playing live, who are some of the other musicians that make up the Royal Lynn band?
So my band, they're incredible. I love them so much. We have Brian Karajanian. He's my guitarist. He's been with me for a few years now, and we have just been to the ends of the earth together. And then Doug McKenna is our drummer, and he is so amazing. And we've had the three of us just the best time in the world.
If you were stranded on a desert island and you only had one album, one CD to listen to for the rest of your life, what
Forever.
would it be?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I A record that I never get sick of is Homesick by A Day to Remember.
Hmm.
That is my favorite album of all time. I think that if I had that record, I would be set.
Okay. And since you're such a big fan of horror movies, if you were stranded on a desert island and only had one movie that you could watch over and over and over and over again, what would it be?
That is a great question. I think I'm a big paranormal girly. I love, there's lots of genres within horror. There's not enough time in the day to talk about how much each one has impacted my life. And I love, the all the genres, but I love paranormal uh movies and things like that. So I think I would probably want, see, this is a two-parter for me
Okay.
because I think that Insidious 1 and 2 is the perfect paranormal, the way they explain it, the way that it's filmed and directed. Like I really, really loved what they did with 1 and 2, but the second one explains the first one. So they're kind of a package in my mind.
Oh, okay, got it. Um, and again, both very good answers. Thanks a lot, because I like to spring those questions on people, and
I love it.
that worked out real good. So when it comes to songwriting, um, what's your approach to writing a song? I mean, do the lyrics come to you first as the idea for the video, the music? How's it all come together?
So I'm always finding inspiration everywhere. So if I hear like a hook in my head, or I'm always writing it down, taking voice memos, just keeping kind of like a little bank of song ideas, because like I'm not able to write every day right now. So I'm kind of like keeping them all. And then as soon as I walk into a room, normally I'm with, a track person, and I'm like, what's the vibe for today? I see what I've been like kind of my vibe for the day kind of thing.
Right.
Sometimes you want to write a happy song, sometimes you want to write a sad song. So I really check myself and figure out how I'm feeling that day. And then normally I'm looking in my hook book for what kind of vibe I'm feeling. And I think that being in tune with yourself really helps you write the most vulnerable things. So that's why I am always kind of keeping a bunch of ideas, and then as soon as I hear the track, I'm like, oh, this could be cool with that.
Yeah. The one thing we just wanted to mention is, in listening to your music, um, you obviously have a God-given talent to do what it is that you do. You're very unique. That's refreshing, and you've got such a special sound. And here at QWiK Rock, again, we're happy to be, part of the ride. We really appreciate being able to support your music, and especially when we want people to listen to 1059 Quick Rock and check out Greed. And make sure you check out the video too. We'll go ahead and post that as well. But again, thank you, very much for taking the time and telling us a little bit more about Royal Lynn. If people want to find out more, what's the best way to follow you? And oh, we didn't talk about tour. Do you have any upcoming dates that you may be aware of? Now, again, we're on the East Coast, central Pennsylvania. Do you have anything on the top of your mind that you are going to be coming to our area soon?
So we have a few things that are going to be announced that I can't talk about yet, but just keep an eye because I will be back in Pennsylvania. I promise. We've had a blast every single time that we've been able to come through. So don't worry, a show will be on the horizon soon.
Oh, got it. And then what's the best way to follow you and keep up to date on Royal Lynn?
So everything is just under Royal Lynn or Royal Lynn Music, the website royallynmusic.com, and you'll be able to find absolutely everything. And then just Royal Lynn on Spotify, wherever you stream your music.
You got it. Hey, again, thank you very much for joining us. And we want everybody to keep listening to 1059 Quick Rock, Lion Country's rock station, your official station for Royal Lynn.
Oh,
Greed.
thank you so much.